Now this is not one of my normal types of videos, but I acquired this the other day and decided that I was going to document the process of bringing it back to life. This is a 1979 Bally Star Trek Pinball machine. The back glass is currently pulled out right now. There's some lifting of the paint. We got to make some repair on that. There's a couple things missing out of the device. We have one of the coin mechanisms is missing. We do have the coin box, but the cover for the coin box is missing. As of right now, that is all I've found that is missing from the machine. In the back box, all of the components are here. We have our transformer, and we'll see if we can get some better lighting in here. Okay, now we've improved the lighting just a little bit. So inside of our back box, we are complete. We have the transformer and rectifier board, minus the protective cover for the rectifier board. Our voltage regulator and solenoid control board. The MPU that does all the heavy lifting. And then our lamp driver board and our soundboard. So electronically, we have all of the parts. Now, before I decided to start documenting this, I did get a little bit of a head start. When I first got it, there was no reaction whatsoever. You would turn it on, nothing would happen. I did a little bit of looking, and somebody, when they had put the back box back together, they had put this connector. Actually, they had not connected this connector, and they had the main power connector connected in the wrong spot. That led to no ambient lighting, none of the regular lighting. Now that that's working, if I do turn it on, the MPU does power up, but the LED sticks on, which unfortunately is the hardest of the problems to diagnose. These Bally MPUs will flash 7 times in the process of their boot, and if they get all 7 flashes, that means they're fully booted and they're good to go. The light was sticking on, and I did start troubleshooting this. Did a little bit of cleanup. You can see on it there's some battery leakage and damage that had been done. A new battery appears to be on it, but we're going to remotely connect that battery. We're going to take that one off, put a remote battery setup on it. There was an issue with the reset circuit. The reset circuit was not going high, so the CPU would not start. At this point, we do have clock on the CPU. I'm seeing data on the address lines, but I am not seeing anything happening on the data lines. So that still requires a bit more troubleshooting before we get past that. Test points on the voltage regulator board all measured correctly, as well as the solenoid board. And with that, that's the main unit. Again, the interior, it was stored in a garage. There were some mouse droppings, and there's a little bit of cleanup to do. The playfield itself is in pretty good condition. You can see some damage, possibly some past touch-up work on it, but relatively good, just dirty. And now we can go take a look at the back glass. So this is the back glass. It is the later one with the movie style uniforms, rather than the TV series style uniforms. The reason the back glass is not currently in it is, if you look close, you can see some paint lifting. We've got to address those issues before I trust to put this in and out of the unit. Over here, underneath this mirror, I have got the playfield glass a little dirty on that end, and there's a little bit of chipping on this end, but none of this is visible when the machine is put together, so it is in good enough condition. And then we have the lockdown bar, which is in, reasonable but condition. At this point, the back glass is one of the first things I'm going to address just to preserve it. You can get replacement back glasses or translights to put with glass, but in this case we're going to clean up what we can, obviously staying away from the parts of the paint that are already loose. I want to get the dirt off of here, and then we're going to use a product called Triple Thick. It's a glazing, a non-fired glazing, extra heavy. Everything that I'm going to do on this I've learned from watching Joe's Classic Video Games, another YouTube channel. I'll link it in below. And stand by, let me get this stood up so you can see the front of the glass. So we have the front of the glass. Again, it looks pretty good, minus the damage that I showed on the back here. You can see some of it right here. Again, we'll address all of this. We'll put some Triple Thick on it. Again, everything I've learned about doing this stuff has been from Joe's Classic Video Games. I am not an expert. I'm completely an amateur. This is the first machine I've ever done. And it is not an exceptionally valuable machine, so but I like Star Trek. It seemed like a good thing to me, so, and the price was right. So this whole process, I'm going to document the recovery of this machine back to a playing machine. It will not be a restoration. It will just be a cleanup, get it back functional. And again, if you want see an actual professional do work like this, Joe's Classic Video Games actually did a Star Trek. That particular machine was missing all of the back equipment except for the soundboard. And he brought it back completely to life. I don't have his artistic skill nor his experience, but we will do our best with this machine and document the process as we go. Thanks for watching, and I hope to have a video on working on the MPU here shortly.